And this was the scene last night around the Spurs tunnel at the Frostbank Center, where fans and media were lined up to see Victor Wembanyama take the court for his pregame warm-up. It was an exciting night for sure, but unfortunately the Spurs came out on the wrong side of the result, falling 126-119 to the Mavericks. Now the Spurs' biggest lead was 12, the Mavs 7. The game saw 15 lead changes and 11 ties. Wemby had 15 points. Devin Vassell led the Spurs at 23, and Kelton Johnson added 17. The Spurs had some sweet moments for sure. KSAT12 Sports' Mary Rominger was at the game, and she has more.
It might be easy to focus on some of the negatives in the Spurs season opening loss to Dallas, but there were actually areas of San Antonio's game that were further along than expected, like the defense finishing with 8 steals and forcing timely turnovers, and the chemistry on offense.
We're a young group. Still got to learn, still got a lot of learning to go. It's our first game, so we can't overreact, we can't panic, but it's a 48-minute game. We were up a lot of the times during the game, and, credit to them, they're a good team, they weathered the storm, and, we just got to end up executing, that's all it is.
We're not going to have a Kyrie or a Luka who's going to just give them the ball and they're going to do what they do. We're not that team. So we've got to do it as a group and move the ball, take advantage of some things, and for the most part, all night long, they did a very good job of it, but not down the stretch.
The Spurs will have to move on from this one quickly as they return to action this Friday against a young Rockets team who dropped their season opener to Orlando. Reporting from Frostbank Center, Mary Rominger, KSAT12 Sports.
Thank you, Mary. That game is tomorrow night at 7 at the Frostbank Center. After handling the Houston Astros in a tough 7-game series, the Texas Rangers are preparing to play the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series starting tomorrow night. Now, Texas opened the postseason by winning its first 7 games. They swept Tampa Bay, Baltimore, then won the first 2 at Houston. The Astros responded in Arlington, taking games 3, 4, and 5, only to see the Rangers come back to win 6 and 7 on the road to advance to the World Series. During his presser yesterday, Josh Young was asked what does he want Texas fans to bring for Game 1.
All the energy. This is the first time we're playing in a World Series in this ballpark. It's the first time this club's been here since 11 in this spot. Just bring the noise. The fans can be an element in a game. And, you take all the help you can get at this point.
Game 1 is tomorrow night, 7:03 from Globe Life Field in Arlington. Zach Gallen scheduled to start for Arizona. Nathan Eovaldi for the Rangers. Now Texas is just 1-3 at home this postseason. Astros manager Dusty Baker is calling it a career. Today he retired after 26 seasons as an MLB skipper, with the last 4 coming in Houston, where he won the 2022 World Series.
It was probably the quickest 4 years I've ever spent in my life. But that's what happens when you're winning.
I know the players will miss him. Always got a smile on his face. Always got something cool to say. He's a great guy and a great friend, and thank you very much for everything you did.
All right, thank you.
And we wish Dusty the best.
Absolutely. Thank you, Larry.
Yep.
All right, our new segment featuring your medical questions. Doc Talk is coming up next. It is time for us to get answers to your medical questions in this new segment, our second week now for Doc Talk, here Thursdays at 6:30. And we are joined by Dr. Amy Cobb from University Health. You work in internal medicine and pediatrics. Thanks so much for being here, first of all.
My pleasure.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions viewers sent to us, and we're going to start with this first one from Olga B. Her question is cinnamon good for lowering your A1C?
So to start with, a hemoglobin A1C is like your average blood sugar over the last 3 months. So I explain it to patients like your report card. So 5.6 or less is normal, 5.7 to 6.4 is prediabetes, and then 6.5 or more is what we consider diabetes. So cinnamon can lower your A1C by about 0.27 to 0.83%, which is pretty modest. And the amount of cinnamon you have to take is 1 gram, which is more than you're putting on your oatmeal in the morning. You pretty much have to take a supplement. Supplements are not regulated by the FDA in terms of their safety or their efficacy, so some caution there. And the American Diabetes Association does not recommend cinnamon replace any of your diabetes medicines. My suggestion would be to focus on diet and exercise. We know that 30 minutes of exercise a day and a low carbohydrate diet is very effective and actually more effective than cinnamon.
Yeah, better than cinnamon. All right, next question. What can be done to treat BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia?
So BPH is an enlargement of the prostate that happens with natural aging in men. And the problem is there's a tube that goes from your bladder out to let the urine out, and the prostate's kind of in the middle. So as it gets bigger, it can squeeze that tube. So what can start to happen is men can start having trouble urinating, emptying their bladder, getting a good urine stream, and then they can get complications like urinary tract infections or bladder stones. Also, it keeps them up all night when they're getting up to have to empty their bladder. So in terms of natural treatments, the American Urological Association doesn't recommend any supplements for this, but there was an interesting study on diet that showed that a diet rich in fruits and veggies, especially leafy greens and tomatoes, can help prevent BPH or slow its progression. And then there's two main medicines that doctors might use. One helps relax the smooth muscle cells to let everything get out, and one helps shrink the prostate by kind of hormonal means. And then if none of those things work, then you're gonna wanna see a urologist to consider surgery. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is that you can't really know if you have BPH just based on your symptoms. It could not be benign, it could be prostate cancer, and that's a conversation with your doctor to see if you need a screening.
So if you have some of the symptoms that come with BPH, you need to get tested to make sure it's BPH.
Right, it just means that you have a blockage, but we don't actually know, is it benign or could it be cancer? And that's a conversation with your doctor.
Okay, good to know. All right, so the next question, this one's about breastfeeding. Denise sent in this question. She says, I am currently breastfeeding my baby. She doesn't latch, so I just pump every 3 hours. In the beginning, I had the wrong insert size, so it was always painful pumping. She went on to ask about changes in the breast. What's normal? What's not, especially when it comes to discoloration, and do any of those changes go back to how they were before this process?
Yeah, so the color changes you would expect to go back. It's kind of hormonally driven during pregnancy and during breastfeeding, and they usually do go away. And I did want to mention that she might want to talk to a lactation consultant about the latch, because it is a lot of work to pump and then feed your baby and wash the pump parts and then the bottles. And so that could be possibly something that could be helped with a lactation consultant. And I just want to congratulate her on all the troubleshooting she's done so far.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw this comment.
Yeah, what a gift to her baby. So keep going.
Because there are so many studies about how good it is to breastfeed your child.
It's good for your baby, and it's super good for the mom too. It helps her uterus get back to its usual size, get back her weight, bond. So I mean, I commend her for everything she's done despite the challenges.
Yeah, keep it up, Denise.
Hang in there. All right, how do I get help? This next question is from Sandra. How do I get help for a very close relative who appears to be having mental problems?
Yeah, that's really tough. So I think the first thing I would say is this person a danger to themselves or others? So if we think that there's a crisis, it's super important to reach out for help. So you could consider the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That's 988. That number changed, so 988. Also, Center for Healthcare Services has a 24/7 crisis line here in San Antonio. That number is 210-223-SAFE. And then if you can't remember that, just call 911, right, if it's a crisis. If it's not a crisis, I think the next thing I would say is encourage them to talk to their doctor, because a lot of times people know they're having trouble, but they don't even know where to start. There's a misconception that you have to see a psychiatrist, but your primary care doctor can probably get you started. And then the third tip I would give is just to be really open about your own experience with mental health issues. We all experience sadness and anxiety and anger at times, but there's a big stigma about talking about it. So if they can share, if they've ever been on medicine or therapy, I think it could help really open the door.
What I always find is people think it's a sign of weakness. Like you say, it's the stigma, and really there couldn't be anything stronger than actually asking for help. For going outside of yourself in your comfort zone and asking for help. I think 988 is a great number to call too, because they probably have resources for you, even if you may not be suicidal in that moment.
Yeah, I've never met anyone who wouldn't be better with therapy. So
yeah, that's good advice.
Okay, the next question is from Sandra. What is Huntington disease chorea, and what are the treatments for it?
Okay, so chorea is a movement disorder that's characterized by like abrupt, jerky movements, often in the face, arms, legs, or trunk. And at first, it can look just like fidgeting, but over time, it gets more severe. And then Huntington disease, so chorea is one of the symptoms, but other symptoms are psychiatric issues and dementia. Huntington disease is passed on genetically. So if your parent has Huntington disease, there's a 50% chance the child will have it. And it tends to get worse over time. So if there's concern that you or your loved one might have Huntington, you're going to start with a neurologist. And then you might end up needing to see a geneticist, a psychiatrist, some therapists like physical, occupational, or speech therapy, and a nutritionist.
Okay, so start with your primary care physician, it sounds like, for so many of the questions that people ask.
And then probably it's the neurologist who'll probably make the diagnosis.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about mental health. There's also a block, and I don't know if it started with COVID, with just getting help, period, medical help. I mean, are you seeing some of that where you just want people to know that's what we're here for?
I think especially for mental health care, there's been a lot of demand. And so the primary care field has taken on a lot more of those patients. And there's a lot we can do. And there's been some great outreach from the psychiatrists too to support primary care doctors. So yeah, that's a great place to start.
Great.
Dr. Amy Cobb with University Health, thanks for being here.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you, doctor.
And we want to make sure that people know that there is an opportunity for you to go submit your questions. We will be doing this every single Thursday. I believe we have a QR code here that people can scan. Get your phone out, scan that. That will take you straight to the webpage where you can submit your own medical questions on anything, any subject, and we will take them to local doctors. We'll be right back. Look outside with live cam, finally seeing some sun before it sets here after a bunch of rain, some severe weather in spots, but good to see a nice soaking, Adam.
Yeah, really good soaking. And coming up in a few minutes, we'll take a very close look at how much rain fell and where all across our area. Zoom into some neighborhoods. The leftover shower activity is really weakening between Gonzales and Hallettsville, pushing north. We'll have to cross over I-10. This is the last little bit of lingering light rain that we have out there. Rain chances will be up and down in the days ahead. We'll talk about when we'll see more beneficial rain and the strong cold front to hit in just a bit.
All right, let's take a live look outside, or let's go live in the studio. How about that instead? It was a rainy day. I have some questions about the timing this weekend, especially when it comes to Sunday, because Muertos Fest is Saturday and Sunday. Is it going to hit there, or are we talking more like overnight into Monday?
More like overnight into Monday, or around sunset Sunday. Depends on how late it goes on Sunday, but starting around sunset on Sunday is when we'll have some widespread rain kicking in. Now, speaking of rain, check out our time lapse from today. You see the drops on the lens here, and actually this is good because the lens needed to be cleaned, so it was good to get some heavy rain on it. But you see the sky clearing out, and now we actually have some blue out there right before sunset. 82 our high temperature. Check out our rainfall, 0.63. At the airport, over half an inch officially at San Antonio International. Now you look at the authority radar estimates, and as usual, you see big differences and disparities. Let's start off to the east in Lavaca County, very drought-stricken area. Whenever you see the yellow, including DeWitt County west of Cuero, that's 2 inches of rain minimum estimated by the Doppler radar. Just east of Moulton by a few miles, this red and Kamensky area, about 3 to 5 inches estimated by Doppler radar. Now let's get closer to San Antonio. Get back into the yellows here from Seguin down to Floresville, Lavernia. That's a minimum of 2 inches of rain estimated by the Doppler radar. Let's go right around Lavernia, 4.3. Sutherland Springs, 4.6. Stockdale, not as much, but still beneficial at 2.6. Calaveras Lake, 3.5 inches of rain. And that 2-inch mark goes all the way up to 410 on the east side of town. Then it really thinned out quite a bit, especially near Lackland where you see the blues. That's under half an inch of rain. But another heavy streak of rain from about SeaWorld through Helotes up to Leon Springs, and that stretches all the way west of Bulverde. Now within this yellow streak, we've got a minimum of 2 inches, and we'll even come in close here to Leon Springs and Dominion area. Check this out, right along I-10, 3.3 inches estimated by the Doppler radar. Camp Bullis about 2.8 inches. So the haves and have-nots, of course, as usual with rain, not as much farther to the southwest of San Antonio. And it's very streaky in nature because these showers have been following each other or training. Okay, let's get to our futurecast. Tomorrow, even tonight, maybe a stray shower popping up after midnight and even through the morning commute. Sprinkle more than anything. But tomorrow after lunchtime, we're talking 2 p.m. through 9 p.m., more numerous or scattered showers and storms likely to develop. We're not expecting anything severe right now, just more downpours with potentially a little bit of lightning and thunder, widely separated Friday afternoon and Friday evening. It's not going to be hitting everybody, and even if you do get hit, you may just get 1 or 2 downpours, but about 40% of the area you see on the screen here is likely to see a downpour at some point. At any point, really, between 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. So 20% chance of rain early, up to 40 to 50% in the afternoon and evening, 74 in the morning, 83 in the afternoon. Rain chances jump again Sunday night, right around sunset, and last through Monday at 60 to 70% because of the cold front. Dew points, mid-70s right now. It is sticky outside. Your windows may be foggy at home as a result of this because of that high humidity. Dewey's well into the 70s. This is that oppressive mugginess, partially because of the rain, but also that wind coming off the Gulf of Mexico. When our cold front hits, you're going to notice it. Not only the cooler air, but drier air as well. Actually, we're going to get so dry, dew points down in the 30s, where if you're susceptible to dry skin, you may notice that a little bit next week. 80s for high temperatures Friday through Sunday. We get into next week, we're talking 47 to 48 for the high temperature both Monday and Tuesday. Trick-or-treating is going to be cold. We'll be in the 40s. It's going to be breezy out there. And luckily, it looks like we're going to dry out quite a bit as well. For trick-or-treating, we expect the rain to be over with, so that's a good sign. Notice those morning temps into the lower 40s early next week. There could even be some upper 30s, especially just north and west of San Antonio by Wednesday morning. That's something to watch. Okay, really quick. We just have a quick minute here, but I talked last week about, how I accidentally blow a hole through the bulb of my thermometers when I'm blowing the glass. We'll give you a little reminder here. And you see puff, puff. You see on the left-hand side of the flame, it's pushing it out, blowing air through it. Well, this is how I fix it. I heat it up really, really, really hot, and then I smush it down on my tray. And usually smushing it will actually close the little hole and allow me to then carry on with blowing the glass. However, it does make for the most unique shaped thermometers, and I think some of the most interesting and even some of the I would say sought after because they're so unique and different than the other bulbs. So I'll show you what this particular thermometer turned out to look like coming up next week as I filled it and sealed it and calibrated it. And coming up next week, I'll have another winner for you. And you can go to KSAT.com/thermometer to enter the drawing to win a homemade thermometer.
Can we call it like a smush thermometer or a smushometer?
Smushometer.
Smushing is a very important step.
It is very technical.
Mm-hmm. Smush it.
We'll be right back.
Smush it real good.
It was good. The San Antonio Police Department has released the name of an officer who shot and killed a man overnight Monday. SAPD says Officer John Carroll shot and killed 34-year-old Ruben Garcia after a struggle over Garcia's handgun. Carroll is currently on administrative leave.
Tonight, San Antonio police investigating after a 10-year-old and 16-year-old were shot. They were found on Roseland Avenue near Highway 90. Officers say one of them was shot in the hand, the other in the arm. Both are expected to recover. No arrests have been made.
The Bexar County Fire Department looking into the cause of a blaze at a Northwest Side home. Fire officials say this started in the garage of the house on Blue Water Cove near Culebra Road. A family was able to make it out in time, and no one was hurt.
The storms this morning causing damage in the Alamo Heights area. A tree that fell over and crushed a fence at a school off of Austin Highway, and an apartment complex next door had its roof damaged as well. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood says about 270 customers in the area lost power during the severe weather, perhaps a tornado. We have seen video of funnel clouds. That's your 60-second recap.
Check out some of the rain gauge accumulations from our weather watchers. Roger, just south of Lavernia, 7.6 inches. And yeah, that sounds right for how many downpours kept coming in that neck of the woods. Seguin, 2.75, Bulverde and Bernie, 1 inch.
It's good to see. Thanks for watching.
See you on the Night Beat at 10.